Energy Secretary Steven Chu is testifying as we speak before the House Energy and Commerce Committee. He's telling those lawmakers that the crisis in Japan appears to be worse than the 3 Mile Island disaster. He also says he does not think that any U.S. reactors currently pose any danger. The Bipartisan Policy Center's David Conover is here with me to give us a reality check. David was an advisor at the Department of Energy during the Bush administration. Welcome to InBusiness, David. Energy Secretary says we're not at risk. The Japanese didn't think they were either.
Well, that's right. But in our case, we've got only about 6 facilities that have both the same reactor design and the same containment vessel design as the Japanese reactors at issue. About 23.
But is the issue the structure itself, or is it the placement on the map, the being nearby fault lines, being nearby a shore?
That's an excellent point. And of course, the situation in Japan, the earthquake wasn't the problem, the tsunami was the problem. And we're not at risk of tsunamis here in America. After 9/11,
even on the West Coast and in Alaska?
That's right. No, it's been 4,000 years since any comparable tidal event occurred in our hemisphere. So what we're looking at here is after 9/11, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, with a lot of congressional oversight, did a great job of increasing the resiliency of these facilities against both terrorist attacks and these kinds of extreme weather events. So we are in pretty good shape here in America.
Well, China, though, today, they've got 10 nuclear reactors, 30 being built. They said, whoa, wait, we're doing safety checks, we're halting things for the moment. We've saw caution in Europe as well, where there is more use of nuclear energy than there is in the United States. So why shouldn't we be seeing more caution here at home?
You bet, and I think we will. We'll see a couple of things, and in fact, something that occurred yesterday is raised the bar a little bit. When we talk about the used fuel rods that are contained in these pools, and in the case of reactor number 4 in Japan, the coolant level in those pools began to drop and the rods became exposed. That's a common method of storage of waste here in America, and we should be taking a look at that. I expect the NRC will. There'll be congressional oversight on this process, but there really won't be any consequence to the U.S. electricity system or to the nuclear industry at all, because it's similar to if you took a leave of absence from work, and while you were on that leave, you got sick. Well, it's unfortunate you got sick. You hope it doesn't get worse. You hope it doesn't last too long, but you're not missing work. In our case, we weren't on a big building spree with nuclear power plants because of the
low. Had one built since 1974.
Exactly, and with natural gas as cheap and as abundant as it is, we're not going to see a lot of nuclear plants built in the next 10 years or so. So this period of review, make sure that we have the seismic covered, make sure that we have the waste storage covered, is probably appropriate, probably will be done, and won't have much of an impact.
I mean, frankly, isn't it too early to tell with this? Because, I mean, you even have the UN atomic inspector saying we're not getting enough information out of Japan. Until we know the scale of the damage and how they're going to contain the issue, can we really come to a conclusion about U.S. policy?
Absolutely, and we should all take a deep breath and say, let's wait until all the facts are in and then do a rigorous review of our plants and the similarities and the threats that we might be facing, address those threats and move on from there.
At a minimum, the sales job's gotten a lot harder for the nuclear industry. We'll see what happens. But thank you so much for your analysis, David. It's great talking to you.